All right. So we go into Beatrix, solid pick.
Well, this is different though from RRQ HOSHI, right? They're forcing TLID to really think through this draft, right? Even us scratching our heads when we see...
It's going to be the same result for this game.
Again, RRQ HOSHI has to win the game to get to Game 5.
Welcome.
Both teams still fighting for that top 4 spot to join the other teams waiting in the wins. And which team will go down to the lower bracket to maybe claw their way back up? Team Liquid ID. With this lineup that we're seeing here, I find it interesting that, yeah, the Belric coming out to play once again, but there's so much that they can utilize here if they want to go and scrap it out or fight it out. Because of the Belric plus the Harith and then the Jushin, there's so much there that you can just lock down one area and win a fight. Not to mention the Spear of Alpha. So this time for RRQ HOSHI, utilizing the pick-off lineup that they brought could work in their favor. You know, Edok, Concussive Blast, but most of the thing, every time I see the Jawhead, man, I do think, you know, it's a great hero to have, but it can also just, you're sometimes playing against yourself. When you lock in with that unstoppable force, you might put yourself in a position where, oh, you're cut off from your team, and then you just kind of get punished for that.
We saw that a lot of times, especially when it's up against the Fanny.
Yeah.
It's the unstoppable force in its name. It's not going to stop. And at the same time, you expect RRQ HOSHI to be as aggressive as possible in the early game, because again, you don't want to be on the receiving end if you have a Jawhead on your lineup.
It's interesting too, just because of, again, there's no Revitalize, you know, this time around for RRQ HOSHI. So another factor that they have to worry about because of the extended team fights that could break out, or the way that Team Liquid ID approaches those fights, knowing that they might have a little bit of more sustainability here. Witty though, look at the damage on him. It's gonna be fine, should heal back up with this. Turtle's coming up though. So a couple of the level 4s not available just yet, especially for the roams. Edok and Witty, but it will get started up by TLID. Fabian holding the turtle there. Meanwhile, Susagen working on the purple buff. Will get here in time, though.
Okay.
How's the fight?
We're going to see if Edok goes in with the flicker. Goes after Fabian with the zone. Now RRQ HOSHI, they will get the first turtle in exchange for Dyren.
Okay, are they? Oh, they're still going. Hezkiel.
Okay, Crimson Beacon in. Trying to go for Susagen. Susagen dashes out. Now RRQ HOSHI, they got the turtle, but TLID answers right back with a kill. They
answer back. So trading from across the board here, but still, again, nothing too crazy, nothing too much of a lead. Of course, this matchup in the gold lane is going to be interesting. You know, Skylar getting that Beatrix locked in. There's the jump in, toss up. Oh, the lockdown as Yehezkiel's taken out.
Alley-oops away to Rins. Now Yehezkiel not starting out strong here. They're forcing Aaron, Shiki, and Witty to rotate because they know they have to protect the purple buff for Fabian. Now RRQ HOSHI, again with the Jawhead pick, it's working wonders for them because so far they already have two great ejector plays. One that zoned out Fabian, and now one that pick up a kill onto Yehezkiel.
Fabian will get his purple buff, but the team had to help secure that up. Skylar, first item, a Malefic Gun, getting a little extra gold too. So we'll see. Like I said, he needs that range. You know, playing against the Harith in that gold lane, he's going to have to deal with it. Fabian jumping in.
Okay, Spear of Alpha. Trying to work on Edok. Unstoppable Force and Ejector. They're trying to work on Fabian. Here comes Arando, and Edok will fall down. A little bit too over-aggressive play from RRQ HOSHI. He's going to get punished by TLID.
Yeah, that's tough to toss up an Alpha, you know, with Fabian here. And that's the thing I was talking about. You know, when you have this Jawhead, you have to choose your targets safely, you know, and correctly. But earlier on, he made the right play. This time around, gets punished, and now they find themselves with a minor lead for RRQ HOSHI, leading into the next objective coming up here soon. This is the one that obviously will break out, especially now that you have Witty looking to set up the Wrath of the Dryad, and they can play into setup potential. I'm not sure if Aaron Shiki will actually join this fight, but it does look like that Skylar might join this one. Kind of waiting there to see if he gets the call. Turtle's up. Susagen will go ahead, lock in that shot. Yehezkiel takes a little bit of damage, but they go and get in position. Skylar will stay top side for now. And Rins picks up the glowing wand, first item priority here. They're gonna test each other out, kind of posting up around this turtle, and right now Fabian's gonna hold it. The rest of the team's gonna set up the perimeter.
Okay, the XP lane is just trying to Zoga. Here comes the Unstoppable Force. Bridget Blazer is gonna connect, but still Fabian will get the turtle. Now the attack of TLID. They're forcing out a lot of flickers coming in from RRQ. Aran just working on Rins. Yes, Gil with a lantern flare. Gonna get picked up by Edok. Edok manages to stay alive. Aran split, but gonna get caught up by 3. RRQ Hoshi again with 2 kills despite losing the turtle.
A great fight, you know, for RRQ Hoshi. Great exchange. Getting a couple kills. Even Skylar making his way. He used that flicker down too, but Rins, you know, not able to get taken down, and Susujin on top of it will now get the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Great starting off for RRQ Hoshi. Even if at the cost of a turtle, it doesn't really matter right now. They'll continue to put on the pressure, and it's up to Team Liquid ID now. Looking, there's the toss again.
Another throw, might be the wrong target. Able to cast the Wrath of Dryad, pick up the Frigid Glacier. Witty was able still to escape, and that's someone you don't want to throw, especially if you can't burst him down right away, as Fabian works on Susujin, forcing out the retribution. Susujin will be able to walk away.
Oh, now look at this top side play. Aaron Shiki is going to have to rely on Yehezkiel up here at tier 1. Nearly going down. Skylar still might be able to get it. There it is with the cannon minion. Turret down, so now RRQ Hoshi with a space advantage on the map. 2 tier 1s down, and this has been a very aggressive Edok. You know, whether or not puts himself in a bad situation, it's enough pressure to keep TLID kind of second-guessing themselves, you know, on their entry points. Or big items being picked up. Skylar taking a shot right there. Again, he's only got the Malefic Gun, still working on the BOD. And then even some of the defensive items also coming into play. Dyron got the Thunder Belt. You have, of course, the glowing wand for Rins. And then for Edok, he does have a Radiant Armor, as he's just going to be putting himself in that position.
Yeah, the beauty of the lineup of TLID is once Witty is able to cast the Wrath of Dryad in the perfect time and sets up a lot of members of RRQ Hoshi, they can just easily burst it down because of the fact that they have Fabian as well as Aaron Shiki, but Edok again, unstoppable force ejector flicker combination, forcing Witty to use the Revitalize, but a little bit too deep there as he will fall down in the hands of TLID. Now the counter attack coming in from RRQ. Rins forced to use the Frigid Glacier. Here comes Aaron Shiki with a Zaman force. Tyron has to walk away here. TLID still standing strong with 5 members. Lantern Flare gonna connect onto Tyron, and they might be able to take down Witty with him, as Tyron will also fall down. Another kill for Fabian.
Oh, they're slowed so much. They're not able to get away from the fight the way they want to, but RRQ Hoshi again coming out with nearly everything in that fight. Only the cost of Dyron and Edok. Edok jumped in, but that's all he needs to do. If he's enough of a distraction to toss someone to the whims, then that works out. Susujin now taking the purple buff. Now it's Susujin with a lead in this game against Fabian. They get the tier 1, so now all tier 1 turrets down. And even that tier 2 on the bottom side almost pushed in RRQ Hoshi with a massive space advantage right now.
Yeah, and not to mention a 3.9k gold lead. That was a well-executed play coming in from RRQ Hoshi, just Dyron literally being the sandbag, forcing TLID out of position once again. And again, started things off by Edok, the unstoppable force flicker play, paired up with the ejector. That was more than enough to set up RRQ Hoshi for that favorable trade.
It's really interesting, the fact that, you know, you think when you see these ultimates and the options available from TLID's lineup, that in those kind of team fights, they should be able to go ahead and win those fights based on their area of effect and the lockdown. But just looking at the itemization, you can see the difference here. Starlium Scythe and Feather of Heaven, not enough, but here's the breakout again.
Early split. Dyron casted already the Witty casted the Wrath of Dryad. Here comes the Frigid Glacier counterattack coming in from RRQ.
Wow.
They're gonna pick up 2. Next man is Aran, and RRQ Hoshi just really wrecking havoc up against the cavalry.
Man, right now the kingdom is rallying together. Every single team fight they choose to take, there's no response so far from Team Liquid ID.
Yeah.
And even Skylar, the fact that he got this Beatrix, look at the shots on Aaron Shiki, keeping him in check right now. Man, TLID needs a lot of time to be able to go toe-to-toe against RRQ Hoshis.
Yeah. And it's also the same story once again, just Dyron being the sacrificial lamb for RRQ Hoshi to make sure TLID doesn't get the necessarily space that they want up against a team like RRQ Hoshi, as they make quick work of this Lord once again, extending their lead to 6.5k, giving a hard time for TLID. And you would assume that they would actually have an easier time in terms of the early game, because again, they picked up Aaron Shiki with the Hadith. They also have Fabian with the Alpha that has true damage. So right now, what can you do? Because so far, even if Witty manages to catch the cast the Wrath of Dryad, there's always a response from Rince with the Frigid Glacier forcing TLID to retreat.
It's getting to that point where Skylar is locked and loaded. He is just zoned in. He's got a Sky Piercer now too. So Malefic Gun, BOD Sky Piercer. And you already got a preview of how much that Renner shot is gonna hurt. And so it's great. I mean, if you think about it, like we were saying, you know, you set up those things around the Wrath of the Dryad. Well, Skylar's there based on whatever gun he decides to approach the fight with, but now walking in with the Lord here, again, a massive lead. They're going to put the pressure now on the base turrets.
Okay, Wrath of Dryad going to connect. Here comes the counter attack. Frigid Glacier once again! Aladdin's going to fall down in the hands of Skylar. TLID trying to make quick work of the Lord. They will, however, save their mid lane inhibitor turret. But RRQ Hoshi, their attack might not be over just yet.
Skylar's just going to go ahead and whittle down that mid turret. It does finally fall. Edok threatening them with the unstoppable force. He doesn't have the flicker, but he might still choose to go in. Top turret, next target here from RRQ Hoshi. They might just go ahead and go with a toss-up turret being worked on. Edok now on the front side, clearing out the minion waves, while Skylar works on that, and now Eric Cheeky, whoa, the shot from Skylar!
Even with a Salmon Force, misclick, mistarget, and just got bursted down by the members of the Kingdom. 5-man strong. Minions onto the middle lane. Rin flickers in, and they will be able to extend this series. Yes, Gil is the only one left, and RRQ never backs down, even against the Cavalry.
And we're off to another Game 5 for the evening. Man, oh man, I hope you guys have your snacks and your drinks, because it's been one hell of a night of MLBB for the teams fighting for that opportunity to move on to the top 4. And